the first part of this movie ended. If you have not seen the first part of this movie yet, then go to my channel and watch its first part. I have already explained its first part on my channel. So today we're going to explain the second part of this movie, where a boat is shown in the middle of the sea, in which Richard Melton and his son are there. Richard's father finds the boat with the help of his crew members, but when they checked, Richard and Emlyn were dead, whereas their son is alive. The only name on their son's tongue is Richard. They think that perhaps his name is Richard, whereas the name of that child is Patty. Now, a woman is shown on this ship whose name is Sarah. After Richard and Emlyn, Sarah adopts the child and decides to keep her with herself. After this, all of them leave for home. But cholera spreads on the ship, which was a popular disease at that time, and almost everyone falls prey to it. Therefore, all the people on the ship decide that Sarah and the two children will be evacuated with the help of a small boat so that they can be rescued by someone in the sea. Now the responsibility of this is given to a man named Candy. Now Candy takes Sarah and both the children from here in a boat, but later on when Sarah asks him for water, he does not give her water. It may be that we have shortage of water, and we cannot waste water like this. Actually, Candy is not a good man, but because of the onion, both the children start crying, due to which Canyon gets very angry, and he asks Sarah to make both the children quiet. But because of the onion, both the children do not keep quiet. But then Sarah attacks him and kills him, and throws him in the water. Now, Sarah spends a day on this boat with her children, and she was unable to understand where she had to go. But when Sarah opens her eyes, she realizes that she has reached near the island, so she crosses the waves of the sea and reaches the silent available on this island. There is plenty of fruits to eat and pure water to drink. This place is not a new place for Richard, because Richard used to live here with his parents, and also used to live on this island, and their child Petey, whom Sarah thinks is Richard, was also born on this island. So he starts taking Sarah to a place. When Sarah goes there and looks, there is a hut built there, and this hut was built by Richard and Amy for themselves. When Sarah goes inside and looks, all the things inside it were the same as Richard and Emlyn had left them here. The child recognizes that place well and starts searching for his parents, but this child does not know anything. And that, now I am your mother. She will stay here with these children and will try her best to survive. One day when Sarah is putting the children to sleep, she hears some sounds of drums. When Sarah goes out and looks, it is coming from the other side of the island. Hearing these sounds, Sarah gets scared and comes back inside her house. Now they spend a few months like this on this island. Hearing which Sarah gets a bit surprised. So she starts searching the house, and she finds a piece of paper in which it was written that this sound comes every 3 months. On this piece of paper, Emlyn and Richard have written that this sound comes every 3 months, because they also used to hear the same sound, and the sound of this drum is of the tribal people who come here and offer sacrifices here every 3 months. Sarah gets very scared seeing this, so whenever she hears those sounds, she turns off the lights of the house and also takes a vow from her children to never go there. In this way, people spend 8 years on this island, and they learn to survive here. Sarah is a teacher for her children, and she clears all their doubts. Lee asks her mother, that mother, when will my body become like yours? Then Sarah tells her that when you grow up, then your body will start changing here. Sarah starts telling both the children about this in detail. Now, due to bad weather, it starts raining and water starts falling from their roof, due to which Sarah goes up and starts handling the roof. But due to getting wet in the rain, Sarah's health deteriorates and she gets pneumonia. And tells them that when I die, you should dig a pit here and put me in it and bury it with soil. Now Sarah dies, and the children dig a pit and bury her there. Both these children spend many years on this island without Sarah, and both of them have grown up. Here Richard comes near Lilli and goes to play a game with him. However, Lilli easily wins this game. He likes this pearl very much. Both of them had grown up, and due to this, hormonal changes started coming in them. So, both of them started noticing each other and used to touch each other. One day, Richard goes to catch fish, where he finds something sharp. However, as a result, he manages to escape by cheating the city as usual. But Result tells her that you are very timid, and he makes fun of her. Richard tells Lilli that I know that you keep looking at me secretly. Then Lilli also tells Richard that I also know that you also keep looking at me secretly. Then Richard tells her that I have seen you since childhood, and if I still look at you, then what is wrong in it? But Result gets angry on this. Now Result starts convincing her, but in the course of conversation, both of them come closer to each other and tells him that we should now sleep separately. One day when Lilli is sleeping alone, she finds blood on her bed. Seeing this, she gets scared, but later she remembers that this is her first period. After this, Lilli goes to take a bath, where Result also comes, and he tells her that I have seen blood on your bed. Are you okay? Then Lilli tells Richard that one day Mother had told me that when I will become a woman from a girl, then that blood will come from inside me. Same. The next morning, when Richard is in his bed, Lilli also comes there, but Richard is not wearing clothes, due to which Lilli starts making fun of him. Now Richard asks Lilli to leave from here. After this, Lee goes to her mother's clothes, where the Result also comes, and he tells Lee that I'm going to the other side of the island, but Lee stops him from going there. She tells him that Ma had forbidden him from going there. Then Richard tells her that she was your mother and the rules made by her apply to you and not to me. He does not listen to Lee and leaves from here. But after going there, he finds some skeletons, and along with it, the tribal people who are coming towards him. Seeing them, Richard puts mud on his body and hides there. After this, these tribal people start performing their religious rituals for sacrifice. Richard starts watching them secretly. But then a tribal comes near him. Now Result had a chance to kill him, but still he leaves the boss. After this, Result comes back, where Ely is very happy to give him, and both of them had realized that they cannot live without each other. So both of them get married to each other. Now after marriage, both of them start living more happily. Because after marriage, both of them started living more close to each other. After this, we see that Richard and Lillikos see a shape inside the sea. Seeing this, they try to give a signal by burning wood, but then they see that a small board is coming towards them. When these people go down and look, a captain gets down from it who has come here in search of water, and his daughter Sylvia is also with him. Here Sylvia thinks that Lilli and Result are brother and sister, but Lilli tells her that Result is her husband. After this, Result and Lilli join all these. They take the people to their house and start making dinner for them. These people like their dinner very much, so Silver is very impressed with Richard and she starts liking him. The next day, Richard and all the people go to a waterfall from where they can take water to drink. At night, Silver starts dancing with Richard, but Lilli did not like seeing all this. She feels the desire for birth for the first time. So after Sylvia leaves, she tells Richard to stay away from Sylvia. The next day, Sylvia calls Richard alone, and she tries to come close to him. But Richard calls Sylvia by Lilli, which makes Sylvia very angry, and she tells him that I am Sylvia. Then Richard tells her that I married Richard, and I cannot cheat him. Because of this, Sylvia slaps him, so Richard is here. He goes away. On the other hand, we are shown that Lilli is taking a bath, but the captain's servant is watching her taking bath. Due to which, Lilli feels bad, and she starts running away from there. Then he starts following her, and goes to her house and catches her, and asks her that where is that pearl, which you wear in your hair. Actually, this servant has his eye on that pearl, which Richard had taken out from the sea, and given to Lilli. Now Lee gives that pearl to save her life, and even after this, he starts misbehaving with her. But then Richard arrives there, but this servant has a gun, with which he attacks him. The sound of the shell reaches Captain and Silver. After this, Richard starts running towards the sea to save his life. Now that servant also starts chasing him. Actually, Richard wants to take him to the place where sharks live. Now the servant falls at a place while chasing him, and blood starts oozing out of his head. Richard reaches the shark and gets inside the water. Now the servant also jumps inside the water while chasing him. But because of the blood oozing out of his head, the shark reaches him and kills him. After this, the servant comes back to Lee and tells her that the captain wants to leave from here, so we should also go with him, but Lee refuses to go. She tells him that if you want to go, then you can. Along with this, she tells Richard that she is pregnant and is going to become a mother. Richard is very happy to hear this. But Lilli does not want to give birth to her children in a society where such people live. So Richard decides to stay on this island with Lilli. And Captain and Sylvia leave them both here, and they both start living their life again in the same way. Many years pass here, and they have a child who is a daughter, and they are raising her in the same way as they themselves have grown up. Both Vijay and Lilli start living more happily on this island with this child, and the movie ends with this scene. Friends, if you liked the video, then please like it and also subscribe to the channel. I will meet you in the next video.